Just saying.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you all out to a musical extravaganza called the Night and Day Project. Please save your applause.
Do it because I love living. You don't hear me though.
We live in a capitalistic society where we are being drained in every way, and we end up using credit and going into debt. And many of us as African Americans weren't taught how to handle money as kids or young adults. And so my husband and I, we just, after being married 12 years, we just started the Dave Ramsey program so we can truly leave a legacy for our family. So I would like for you guys to speak on how important money management is in a marriage, and also to the longevity of your legacy.
As far as the finances, with a young couple, we didn't have anything when we first got together. I actually worked 2 jobs until I got one job that made as much as 2. And I've always been a workaholic, so we've somewhat been very fortunate. We had hard times, but we recognized that our hard times was from overspending. It wasn't from having. So now we're, very cautious in regards to budgeting and trying to balance and not overspend, trying to do like Rich Dad Poor Dad said, buying things to make you look rich when you're really poor. So pay attention to that.
Fake it to make it.
Yeah, fake it till you make it, then you should be okay.
So,
unless you Grant Antonia balling.
So we interviewed somebody up in D.C., Dr. Ivory Tolton, and one of the things that he talked about was how one of the biggest indicators for divorce is your socioeconomic status. Mm-hmm. And so the lower you are, the more difficult your marriage tends to be. And then Black people tend to over-index on being lower socioeconomic status. And so as a result, we tend to have more difficult marriages. And so speaking to the idea of building a legacy, one of the things that we don't think about that having money affords you is for your kids to not have those same sort of worries. And when you don't have that burden, when you don't go into marriage worried about, this $20,000 in credit card debt that you have, which then leads you to be more stressed out and you then argue so much more, then your marriage is actually a little bit easier. And so it's actually a very big and important thing that we don't think about. We don't realize the fact that we've been economically crushed for so long and how much of an impact that has had on the Black family and on the Black marriage. And so it is a vitally important thing that we figure out how to move past that, how we figure out how to build generational wealth, how to leave a legacy, how to put our kids in a better place so that they're not fighting the same issues.
We're gonna wrap it up, but I just want each of the couples just to give one piece of advice, just as a wrap-up type of situation. What is one piece of advice that these people who are aspiring to be married like you all can walk away with to help their marriage? Was that bad?
Cody just said, I made a show, I don't have to.
Okay,
May 12th.
We're gonna bypass them. We'll start with the couple and then one piece of advice that you can have these people walk away with for a successful marriage.
I'm just going to say, don't look at social media and television and things like that and thinking that's the way marriage is supposed to be. Marriage, it can be challenging, and like Todd said, doesn't have to be. But I think that don't give up. That's all I can tell you pretty much. Don't give up. I would just say just to keep praying, and go ahead, Todd.
I would say come to Legacy Church, to the
What I tell y'all?
To the re-engaged class and learn something. I would also say keep out the negative influences. Yeah. Be careful of who you're speaking to. It doesn't matter if it's your mother, your brother, your sister. Just because they're family, they may not have the information that you're seeking. And also too, the other thing with that is your friends will cast a judgment on you after you and your wife repaired the thing. So now they're bitter, saying you should have left him a long time ago, this, that. Well, you asked for it because you opened your mouth to the wrong people. get a counselor, you know, speak to a pastor in church, you know, somebody that you can truly confide in without being detrimental to your relationship. That's very important, who you speak to.
Grant, Tamia.
I mean, I think understanding that, learning how to share a microphone, that's the first thing.
One more thing.
But I think understanding that you both come from, you have two separate lives, two different hurts and pains and things like that. But to me, love is not really about looking into each other's eyes. It's about holding hands and looking in the same direction. So being there and, it's true.
That's an Instagram quote.
Yeah, being there and understanding and supporting each other through the ebbs and flows of relationships.
That sounds like a lyric to a song.
I might be.
Yeah, I like that. Look at these.
Yeah.
For once, I'm gonna keep it short. And it's for my fellas out here, but always put the toilet seat down. and the reason I say that is a selfless act. It's a kind act. It's an act of caring. It's sort of a metaphor. It's a bad metaphor, but yeah, I mean, I think if you can be selfless and you can give in a relationship, you will receive more than you can ever imagine. And so put the toilet seat down when you're done. She's gonna be mad. She's gonna be mad at me for saying that.
We don't share a toilet, so I don't understand.
I will actually keep it short, Grant. At some point, people tend to think that the grass is greener on the other side. The grass is greener where you water it.
Yep.
So plain and simple, just value your spouse, make sure they know that you care about them, and do the work. And that's it. And I love you, Cody.
Give it up for all of our couples, everyone.